Donald Trump is destroying the White House, and I don't know why it is so funny to me. Actually, I take that back. I do know why it is so funny, because he said that it wasn't even going to be touched. And then it seems like every day, like more and more of it has been demolished. And it just, the irony perhaps, or like it's like a TV show when they're like, oh yeah, this won't even be a big deal. And then just more and more things start happening. I mean, you get it. You get what I'm trying to say. But the small theater in the East Wing of the White House was built in 1942. 42 seats, later expanded to a whopping 51 under Ronald Reagan, who just loved watching flicks in there. Let me clear my throat. I think that it's raining, however, dude, my allergies, it's just, it's a remarkable thing that I have to deal with here, as the pollens and the wheat grasses and the fields and the dust form a party in my throat every single day. So Ronald Reagan and his missus love to watch movies in there, and it's gone now. It's gone. And I don't really think that it matters. I didn't realize how big the ballroom was going to be, 90,000 square feet. I like how Gavin Newsom is like throwing shade at it and, gives it a name. Like all these people that are going to be running for president are just talking shit about it. But, if they end up being president one day, they're going to love that ballroom. And they're going to throw so many dances. And they're going to be the belle of the ball. Gavin Newsom's gonna be the belle of the ball. Yeah, don't drop the soap. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a great thing. I just love how all of us low-income Americans are struggling to survive and live day to day and pay all of our bills with prices skyrocketing across the board. Tic Tacs, $3.09. I mean, if that's not a sign of the end of the world, nothing is. That is the sign. Tic Tacs used to be 79 cents. All right? They're just little pieces of chemicals. They don't even have calories. They have 0 calories, these Tic Tacs. $3.09. It's out of control, and he is building a gigantic gold ballroom to throw lavish dances with the Japanese, with the Chinese, with the Koreans, with the Israels, with them all. And they're going to be dancing around in our faces, and we're going to look up at them, and, we'll be in like rags and just tattered clothes outside the fence of the White House, just like screaming like, we love you, please throw us the scraps that have fell on the floor and feed us plebs, please. And then they will just turn up their noses at us and walk away in their top hats and monocles, and we will be left to starve to death. And that's, in probably just 2028. I mean, it's not too far away that we'll be living like that. And SNAP benefits halted in November, and Trump said that it's because Democrats want to fund gender mutilation. So you must go without food. Just think about what an insane sentence that is, and reason. Like, you must, even if it's true, just think about it. You must go without food and without eating because the Democrats want to mutilate genitalia. So if you could just do this solid for us and fast for a month. I mean, a lot of the people that are freaking out about SNAP benefits, by the way, I'm not for this. I think it's very bad. If these people rely on eating and the only way that they're able to is because of these benefits, then it's just kind of a messed up thing. All right. Now, with that said, a lot of them are very obese, and it's because they're buying a lot of foods with no nutritional value and just chemicals and weird fats and weird oils, and they're huge. So, I mean, if you wanted to put a positive spin on it, just tell these people like, yeah, fast for a month, get in prayer, pray to God, you make it a holy fast, make it a hunger fast. You'll lose a lot of weight once you get the benefits in. You'll go nuts at the grocery store. You'll buy, you'll double down on the seed oils. You'll double down on the high fructose corn syrups. You'll double down on the fattening, sugary, salty snacks. But, I mean, I don't blame you. I get it. I fasted before for 100 hours, man, but I ease back in. After 100 hours of fasting, there is, like, when I broke the fast, I warmed up vegetable broth. I have never been so excited for broth in my entire life. Like, it was so incredibly good. The saltiness, it went down my esophagus, into my tummy, warmed my entire body. And I had a couple cups of it, just sipped it. I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever been made. So after your snap fast, you want to go in slow. You want to buy some vegetable broth. I know you'll want to buy the ho-hos and the delicious Debbie Christmas cakes, but Christmas tree cakes. You can't do that. It's important that you ease back into it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if there's any riots, any robberies, and that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, you're not getting your food because the Democrats want to mutilate and cut up genitalia. So you're going to have to take one for the team so we can get their scissors away from those clits. That just flowed. That just came out. That was probably too dirty, but also very funny. So I'm torn. I am torn about that comment. Funny, maybe too far. I don't know. I mean, it's just Tuesday, folks. Cut me some slack. All right, Bad Bunny, Super Bowl halftime show, approval split among party lines. I think it's absolutely dumb. I think it is so stupid. Dude, give us American bands, rock and roll. I think that the only person that really did the Super Bowl halftime show right was Michael Jackson. And that was like in the 90s where he like appeared on one of the pillars on the four corners of the stadium, and he was like, just screaming and just rubbing his belt area. And then he would appear on stage. I mean, like, he did it right. Like, a lot of them, they're just terrible. What do we got? Like, Madonna and Katy Perry and, like, I don't know. I haven't watched a halftime show forever, but I'm definitely not going to watch one that's in Spanish. I just don't speak Spanish. And I'm not, like, it would be insane for me to listen to Bad Bunny on my own in my car, listening to music that I don't understand what is being said. Okay? I work with a ton of Mexican dudes. A ton, all right? They love the Mexican music, and I understand why. It's like Mexican music is like polka music. That's what it is. Like, for white people, Mexican music is polka. That it's uplifting. It makes you want to dance. It makes you want to bob your shoulders up and down, and kind of like, move your elbows from side to side, and it's a happy, uplifting music, this stuff. They're not listening to the Bad Bunny. They're listening to the classical Mexican music. And whenever I go to a job site to take pictures and video of the projects, they are jamming out and they are excited about life. But I'm not going to listen to it. My point is, the Mexican dudes, they speak Spanish, all right? They don't have very good English, a lot of them. They're not listening to top 40 American music. Why? Because they have no idea what is being said. All right? Even a conversation that I had with this one dude, I even asked him, like, you would listen to anything else? Because he's bilingual. He's like, no. He's like, the guys don't know what's being said. This is what it is. And I'm like, yeah, I was just curious. Like, I don't listen to, like, I told him, I'm like, I like this music. It's uplifting. It's fun. It's like, hey, it's party time. Let's have a awesome experience. But I'm like, I can't listen to it because I don't know what's being said. And I like to know what words are being said in my presence. And he agreed with me. So Bad Bunny is really dumb. They're just doing it because of the ICE crusades, sweeping the nation and pulling people off the streets and making them disappear. So they're like, we'll have Bad Bunny come on stage. Yeah. Well, he's probably going to wear red leather, women's red leather dress. So be prepared to explain that to your children. I guess Turning Point USA is having their own halftime show. And I would say I would watch that, but I don't even know if I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I didn't last year. I can't justify it because I don't watch football at all. I don't have the time. I can't watch one 4-hour game a week, let alone a half a dozen, like some of these dudes out there are doing. So I have no reason to. And it is a crazy thing to say, to be like, yeah, I watched the Super Bowl for the commercials. That is an insane thing to say. And I used to say it back in the day, and then I realized that what I was saying was nuts. And I was basically like, I don't watch the Super Bowl. I only watch it to be programmed and brainwashed by all the top brands and corporations in the world. I mean, that is once I was like, yeah, no, I'm not watching the Super Bowl to be programmed to consume. Not going to do it. So I don't even watch it. But if it's your tradition and you love it and all that, that is great. I don't think that there's anything wrong watching the Super Bowl. It's just like, why would I watch a football game? I don't follow anything all year round. I don't even know. Half the time I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl till like that day. I'm like, who's in this shit? Oh, you don't say. Adam Carolla rips Gavin Newsom for fabricated growing up poor. I like Adam Carolla, dude. He's just no fluff, you know. He's just a regular dude, that guy. So he's accusing Gavin Newsom of fabricating a tale about growing up poor, calling him a world-class douchebag. That is my favorite name for Gavin Newsom. I will also be referring to him as the world-class douchebag who has no personality other than the personality he perceives other people wanting him to have. That is the truth. And, he's got an inauthentic persona. It's creepy, dude. His smile, it just looks like he wants to go to a spirit cooking dinner and just eat the corpse of a human. That's what his face. When I see his face and his hair and just the whole American Psycho vibe, I'm like, that dude loves eating human flesh at spirit cooking events. That's my opinion of his entire aura. So yeah, he didn't grow up poor, all right? He comes from a family of people that are basically the mob. If you look into like Nancy Pelosi's dad and all that, just check it out. Just go look up the mob connections. And AOC, Alexandria whatever Cortez, this woman, she's rallying for the Zoran, Ma'am Danny. Is that his name? Ma'am Danny? All right. She says, they want us to think we are crazy. We are sane. No, dude. if you have to say you are sane, that means you're insane. Everybody knows how that works. It's psychology 101. We are not the crazy ones. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane. And no, they really are. They really are an insane amount of people, but not as insane as Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck, this is a wild dude, okay? This headline to me is so over the top and funny, so layered. Glenn Beck has been hoarding over 1 million artifacts in tornado-proof mountain vaults across the country. Like, you can't even... It's so insane, but he is a collector. Like, I have been down to the Blaze Studios in Dallas a handful of times, and he has like Charlie Chaplin's hat. He has Muppets. He has a spacecraft thing that like came back to Earth, like a model of it. He has a crazy collection. And then he has like a museum there that I've never even been in because it's closed usually on when I'm there during the week. And so this doesn't surprise me at all, but it's just an insane hobby, hoarding things in mountains like the government. For 2 decades, he's collected well over 1 million documents and items that he stores in mountain vaults across the U.S., described as tornado-proof. First of all, how often are there tornadoes on mountains? I don't think very often. I mean, you don't even have to mention they're tornado-proof. They're in a damn mountain. Of course they would be protected from a tornado. He claims his collection is the 3rd largest private collection of founding documents behind Library of Congress and National Archives. He says it's collecting the physical evidence of America's soul. This guy's a collector. He's collecting America's soul. Letters, artifacts. Followers will be able to access it with an AI replica of George Washington. I don't know what that means. But I mean, he is hoarding it. I mean, what is he going to do with it? What is he trying to do? There's just something I've never really trusted about Glenn Beck. And one of the main reasons is because he is a member of the Church of the Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. And he often blends that religion in with Christianity like they are one and the same. They are not the same at all, okay? According to the Bible, the actual real Bible, it would categorize the Church of the Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints as them worshiping false gods, it being a false religion. All right, they are not one and the same at all. All right, they believe that Jesus Christ and the devil are brothers. That Jesus lives on an island, like another planet, Kolob. All right, that when they die, if they do good on earth, then they will become a god of their own earth. So that's Glenn Beck's end game, is to die and become a god of his own planet. And I just don't trust people who have a belief that when they die, they will finally be a god, because it means that they want to be a god here while on earth. And it's just not very good energy. I gotta say, it's not a good vibe. So he was even recently talking at the Turning Point USA and saying that, he's talking to these kids. God wants you to find him. He wants you to find him. He is your father, Beck said. Beck encouraged his audience of mostly college students to seek their true identity as children of God. It's not the same religion, all right? Charlie Kirk preached Christianity, and now here comes Glenn Beck with his, coming out of his cave in his sweater with his fat ass and telling people that, speaking to him as if they're one and the same. No, you are telling these kids to find a false God, a false Christ. You're saying to them that their father is a false God who has no power, who did not create them. And it pisses me off. It really does. And it always has. And he goes on, Beck encourages audience, mostly college children, to seek their true identity as children of God, to choose their thoughts and who they serve carefully. Yeah, you have not chose your thoughts and who you serve carefully. You serve a false God, Glenn Beck. But what is even more insane about this entire article is that he was telling these kids here at the Turning Point USA up in North Dakota, where he was originally scheduled with Kirk, to say that he was, like, this is just wild, dude. He said, I was grooming Charlie to replace me. Charlie was replacing me next year. He didn't know that because I wanted to say it to him as a surprise. Well, what makes you think that he would want to replace you and he would never need to replace you? Then he went on to say, I've watched you, like he does with this in his sweater. You've surpassed me. You have worked so hard. You've done everything you're supposed to do. I haven't seen anyone like you, Beck continued, just flattering the dead. I will turn my radio, my internet, whatever you need over to you because you deserve it. Yeah, dude. And he didn't tell him this when he was alive because he wanted to surprise him. Why would he need Glenn Beck's media empire when he had his own media empire that surpassed Glenn Beck's influence and reach in every possible way? With Turning Point USA, all that. Like, that is an insane thing to say. And it's very self-righteous. And it goes to be like, yes, he's so better than me. I was just going to give him all my possessions. But too bad I can't because he's dead. So I guess I'm just going to keep it. I mean, he even went on to say that he had to clarify his statements the next day. And he was saying, what I was trying to say was I was going to say to Charlie, you deserve any way I can help you. I will mentor you, Beck said, when I retire in 10 years. I'm never going to retire, but if I retire in 10 years, here are the keys. So people thought that he was saying he was going to retire. And then he was saying, no, if I retired in 10 years, then I'd give him the keys. Like, you take it. You deserve it. Well, in 10 years, Charlie Kirk could have ended up being the president. He would have still been far, like, why would he come down a few rungs of the ladder to the blaze because you gifted it to him like you were giving him the keys of the earth, like all the power on the earth? No, dude, it's a gross thing to say because it's not authentic and it's not genuine. You could just tell, like, why would you, if someone's saying this after the fact where there's no ramifications of him saying he was going to give everything to someone, it just sounds like he's like stroking himself and then also trying to be humble in a weird, not real way about how Charlie was better than him. I hate everything about it. And the fact that he fuses Mormonism with Christianity, and they're two entirely different religions. One's true, one's false. Get out of my face, Mormonism. This is the Austin Anderson Show. I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you for listening. Share with your family and friends. And, have a great day.